Dear friend, thank you for your everlasting support for my channel. Please, if you like any clip, just give thumb up. Now let's continue with Interchange 3. Today we're going to take Unit 7. And then with the Unit 7 we have passive with preposition. And then sometimes we call the cause and the effect or the result. We have past continuous sentences. Subject, auxiliary verb, am, is, or verb with ing, then we have object. For example, if we have these sentences, toxic chemical is contaminating our water supply. How are we going to make this one as a passive? First step, we look, do we have object? Yes. Then we write, we have an object here. Second step, then we delete the subject. Here we delete the subject, then put at the end, switching with the object. We say by the subject. Then we take the object, then we place it instead of the subject. This is our first step. Then the second step, because we have to add be plus past participle. We have here, then we have to add be plus past participle. We looked at the sentences here. We have present continuous, then we have to add another be here. Let's continue, make it another copy. Then it's going to be easier for us to know what we are doing here, because I have to add this be plus participle with these sentences. We're going to say here be, then we have this one contaminating. We have to make it contaminated. But because my sentences was in the present continuous, then I have to make this one ing form. Then we say our water supply is being contaminated by toxic chemical. That's why we call them passive with present. This is passive, then in the present continuous. Then we have passive, present continuous or continuous. We have object, auxiliary verb, be verb plus past participle by the agent. We say our water supply, that was our object, then we put it instead of the subject. Then we have is, it was actually there. Then we added to it be plus past participle. And then we have to make it ing because the regular sentences or the actual sentences was in the present continuous. Then we add the agent by the toxic chemical. Let's go to the second one. Subject, auxiliary verb is or are, then verb with ing, object, then the cause if we have it. Big vehicles are damaging our city street as a result of heavy traffic. This is my sentences. Then what we have to do, we have to take this object, if you remember, then we're gonna position it instead of the subject. And then we're gonna take this subject, then position it to the end. We say by big vehicles. Okay. Sometimes we don't add the agent. Then we go here because I have are damaging. Then I have to add be verb plus past participle. Then here I'm gonna add be. Then we're gonna be being because it's continuous. Then this damaging. Then I'm gonna make it damaging as we did here. Then you're gonna say new sentences. Our city streets, that's the object. Then we have the auxiliary are being damaged. Then we change it because we have the regular auxiliary here. Then we added be, then plus past participle because it was in the continuous. Then we add ing to it. Then we have as a result of heavy traffic. Okay. Then here we don't add. Sometimes we don't need the agent. If the agent is not important, then we delete it. Sometimes if the agent also have some certain of importance, then we keep it. Okay, let's say this is the object and this is the auxiliary verb plus be verb plus past participle. This is the rest of the sentences. Let's go to see the sentences. We have subject, auxiliary verb. Sometimes we say is or maybe sometimes only is or. Then verb with ing object, then they have the reason. For example, the municipality is not repairing the roads due to lack of funding. Then here we have it. This is my subject and this is my object and this is the cause. Then my sentences is in the present continuous. I have to make my passive also in passive present continuous. How are we gonna do it? Then if we look here, we put the object in the beginning, then I keep my auxiliary verb, then I add be verb, then plus participle, then the reason. Then we're gonna say the roads are not being prepared due to lack of funding. If we analyze it, this is the object, this is the real auxiliary verb because it was there before, and then we have not because it's also not here. Then we have be plus past participle, but this be because it's being here, so it is ing, then we have to keep it ing. Then we have the reason here. But if we look here, we have auxiliary verb is singular because the subject is singular, but the new subject here, which was object, because it's plural, then we have to change it to make it plural. We say subject verb agreement. We have present perfect passive, subject plus has or have, past participle, object, then we have plus the reason. For example, the government, which is the subject, has closed. This is present perfect. Our community center, that's the object. Then we have the reason because of high costs. Let's go how we're gonna make it. We're gonna take the object, this one, then we're gonna possession it instead of the subject. Then we take the subject, we possession it to the end. Sometimes we say by the government, or sometimes we don't need to mention the agent. Then because here I have has closed, then I have to add be plus past participle. Then we're gonna do it like this. Object, auxiliary verb, we have has here. Then be verb plus past participle. Then we have the reason. We say our community center has, that's the actual auxiliary verb. This is I add be plus past participle. But because here it's in the past participle, this be also have to make it past participle. Then we have the second past participle. We're gonna say here, being has been closed because of high costs. If we look here, whenever we have because of, then is followed by phrase. Exactly same thing with because, due to, despite, or despite. But for example, if we have because or since, then we have to follow it by clause. We know clause because the sentence has to have subject and verb. Phrases could be any group of words. Okay, let's continue. Subject, has or have, past participle, then object, then the reason. We say many cities have lost, so this is present perfect, many public parks through overbuilding. That's my preposition. Then we're gonna say take the object, which was many public parks. Then we have here, if you see, because it's plural, then we use have, the actual auxiliary verb. Then we have been to keep my sentences in the present perfect. But because I have to add another past participle, then we say lost. Then we say have been lost. Then we have the preposition through, then overbuilding. Thank you very much for watching. The next one will be